I'll never forget the first time it happened. The phone rang just as I was finishing breakfast. A polite voice on the other end told me they were from tech support. They said my computer was sending out error messages and that it might be infected. Now, I don't know about you, but when someone uses words like error and infected, my stomach drops. It sounded so official. The caller even knew the make of my computer. For a moment, I froze. What scared me most wasn't just that they had my number, but how confident and calm they sounded. "We can fix this for you right now," the voice said. All they needed was remote access, and that's when something clicked in my head. Wait a second, why would a stranger need to control my computer? I hung up. My hands were shaking, and for the rest of the day, I kept thinking, what if I hadn't caught on? I could have lost not just my files, but my bank accounts, my identity, everything I've worked for. That was my first close call, but it wasn't my last. Over the past couple of years, I've noticed something troubling. Scams aren't just getting more common, they're getting smarter. And they're targeting people like us, seniors who value trust, kindness, and routine. These scammers know exactly how to push our buttons, whether it's fear, loneliness, or the promise of a quick solution. So let me tell you about 5 scams I've personally seen or almost fallen for. And more importantly, how I learned to spot them before it was too late. That first phone call wasn't a one-time thing. A few months later, I got an email with the same warning. Your computer has been compromised. Call this number immediately. The message had logos that looked just like Microsoft. I almost dialed the number before I remembered what I'd been told. No real company will ever call you out of the blue about your computer. I started asking around, and it turns out a neighbor of mine actually let someone remote into her computer. They locked her out and demanded $400 to unlock it. She cried telling me the story. She said, "I just didn't want to bother my kids. I thought I could fix it myself." That's exactly what these scammers count on, our independence. Now, whenever I get an email like that, I delete it immediately. And if a call comes in, I hang up. My rule is simple. If I didn't ask for help, then I don't owe anyone on the phone or in an email a single thing. One afternoon, I picked up the phone and a woman's voice said, "We're updating your Medicare card. Can you confirm your number for me?" She spoke with authority, like a nurse or someone from a government office. For a split second, I thought it was routine, but then she asked for my social security number. That's when I froze again. Medicare already has my social security number. Why would they need me to confirm it? I hung up. Later, I found out that scammers will use that number to open credit cards, take out loans, even steal your tax refund. What makes this one so dangerous is how believable it sounds. We all rely on Medicare or insurance, so when someone calls saying there's a problem with your coverage, our instinct is to fix it quickly. But now I tell myself, Medicare will never call you like that. If it's real, they'll send an official letter. If you're still watching and these insights valuable so far, please take a second to like and subscribe. Your support means everything to me. Let's continue. This one nearly got me because it showed up as a text message. I had just ordered a birthday gift for my granddaughter, so when I saw a message saying, "Package undeliverable, click here to reschedule," I didn't think twice. My finger was this close to tapping the link. Something in my gut told me to wait. Instead, I went directly to the delivery company's website. Sure enough, my package was fine. That text was a trap. I later learned that clicking those links can download malware onto your phone or steal your credit card number. And these texts look so real. They use the logos of FedEx, UPS, even Amazon. Now, I ignore any link that comes by text or email. If I'm unsure, I go directly to the source myself. The romance scam. This one isn't easy for me to talk about. After my spouse passed away, the house felt very quiet.
Loneliness has a way of creeping in, especially at night. I joined a few online groups just to chat with people my age. That's where I met a man who seemed kind. He remembered details about my day, asked how I was feeling, and even told me he prayed for me. After a few weeks, he shared that he had a sudden emergency, a business trip gone wrong, a bill he couldn't pay. He said he was embarrassed, but if I could just help him out, he'd pay me back. That was my wake-up call. I realized he didn't want me. He wanted my money. My heart sunk because for a short while, I thought maybe I'd found a friend. This scam breaks more than your wallet. It breaks your trust. And I want to say this clearly. If someone you meet online ever asks for money, it's not love. It's a scam.
Not long ago, I got a letter in the mail that said, "Congratulations, you've won a luxury cruise." My first thought was, I never entered a contest, but I'll admit the thought of getting away to someplace warm was tempting. All they needed was a small processing fee. I threw it out, but later a friend of mine wasn't so lucky. She invested in a can't-fail opportunity online. They promised guaranteed returns if she wired $1,000. She hasn't seen a dime since. That's when I realized something. If the deal sounds too good to be true, it's designed that way. Scammers prey on hope, but hope is never found in a random email or a stranger's promise.
The lesson I learned. After nearly falling for these scams, I started seeing a pattern. Every single one of them used urgency. They wanted me to act fast before I had time to think. That's the trick. Now, whenever I feel rushed, whether it's a phone call, text, or email, I stop. I take a breath. I remind myself, if it's real, it can wait. Staying safe isn't just about protecting our money. It's about protecting our independence, our dignity, and our peace of mind. Scammers want to take more than dollars. They want to rob us of our confidence, but we don't have to let them. So my advice from one senior to another, stay cautious, stay calm, and always double check before you act. Because the truth is, knowledge is the strongest self-defense we have.